is start now. 3, 2, 1.
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin? Welcome to Paranormal Outlaws.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Paranormal Outlaws. I'm the Hitman. I'm the Spirit Talker.
I'm the Renegade.
I'm the Hangman.
Dang, delays get us all the time, don't they?
All the time. Every single time. And we want to welcome all of you to the show right here on the R.I.F Nation Network. This show is a very open show. All opinions are allowed and we're welcomed. We're live on TikTok too, off to our left. That's kind of cool, kind of different.
Yeah.
You know,
We're
when
going all over the place tonight.
this is like 2 years down the road when me and Keith first started this show to now, it's just like, how did this come to be?
Your little baby's grown up.
So, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the unusual and weird. We're going to talk about the paranormal always, but I think everybody was talking about how can we help paranormal field. You know, what direction are we going, and give our opinions and thoughts on that, and may even talk about something special that started last month rather, that was created.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the RW1.
Well, there you go.
So, how is everybody? Oh, hello, Nikki, and welcome, Miss Linda. Welcome. Where's our crew at? Hello, hello, and hello, everybody on TikTok.
Hey, guys.
So when we get into this, we usually will start kind of slow. As y'all see, we're kind of chilling out tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here. We do have another outlaw that will be joining us, but he's on a private investigation tonight at the Exchange Hotel in Gordonsville, Virginia. That being Knight Rider.
I guess
That's Sean.
going to Exchange Hotel is a good excuse for missing the show.
Yeah, I think so.
You know.
Yeah,
I think we'll let that slide.
yeah, we'll let him slide on that one.
We're just getting some good stuff. We should call and give us an update on the investigation.
Cool.
That would have been cool.
We need to do that more often.
Yeah, you're like
when one of us are out there, we need to get somebody to call
live
into the
updates.
show. Yeah,
They can talk to us 10 minutes and do a live investigation on the show.
why not?
You know?
Yeah.
Well, heck, me and you did that, Howie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys were in the car.
Yeah.
Doing the show.
Yep, we've done that. All three of us have done it before. I know Keith's done it before.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's definitely something to think about. Don't
Especially
worry,
now.
Renee. We're gonna get you in there and get involved. What?
I remember we did a live investigation from St. Albans, but it was on the phone because we didn't have video chat back then.
Yeah, same thing we did.
So
with
it
Valdez.
was just calling in. Oh, we got So now we do it on the phone. It's even better.
Yeah, now we got stuff like Restream.
Yeah,
and StreamYard.
yeah.
We gotta give
Facebook
props to
Lives and
Restream.
stuff.
Yeah, props to Restream
Heck yeah.
for our platform. I know.
I got to give props to StreamYard then.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. So I wanted to talk a little bit tonight because I watched an interesting movie and I was like, I wanted to get everybody's thoughts about this since all these weird and strange creatures and entities and cryptoids, crypto have been popping out like I don't know. All through the tiptoe through the tulips. Hey, can y'all believe I actually did that?
Glass breaking from here.
I was going to say, popping out like a certain movie at the end of a movie where popcorn was coming out of a house.
Oh yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah, that's another good one. Absolutely. Well, all right, we can actually talk about that because that's actually one of Keith's favorite subjects. Direct energy beams.
They are a thing. They exist. There is proof, scientific proof that they do exist.
Well, let's talk about that, you guys. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's go into the science a little bit. Now, back in the 80s, what we're referring to is a movie that was called Real Genius. And for those of you who are old enough or have seen the movie, it was very interesting. My favorite characters in it, Lars Hollifeld. Carlos is the shit.
You said we can't do that.
Oh, yeah, but I didn't drop the F-bomb, but she did.
Okay.
I forgotten about that.
You know what? Who put your hands up in the air and say, we'll just drop it to NC-17. Okay, we're all in. Fuck it. All right, so here we go.
That's it. I'm going to make the big MFer.
Yeah, we might as well just take it off now and just let it be. Free reign. So in Real Genius, they created at the end of the movie an actual laser beam. And it lasted 15 seconds with a certain amount of megawatts, blah, blah, blah. And then what they didn't know what they were building. And then we're talking about the 80s. So this is really interesting how it leads up from then to now, if you want to think about it. So Keith, take the reins, man. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Is this possible? And what have we seen? Any of you want to put your opinions out there? What have we seen of the allegations of possibility of this actually being true?
Okay, well, you go on investigations, right? We're paranormal investigators. What do we whip out? Our laser grid. Okay.
Well,
laser.
you said whip out.
Everybody knows lasers exist. I have a laser. It's not the high-powered laser that will cut through steel, which they have.
Right.
But I have a laser. It exists. I can hold it. A direct energy weapon. They have different kinds. They have some that produce sound waves that will literally knock you down, blow your eardrums out, and put you in so much pain that you just crawl in a fetal position and surrender.
Right.
They also have them pretty much a laser coming from space and can just start these massive fires like they had in Hawaii and California when they were trying to clear that path for that railway, and when they're trying to buy up land in Hawaii for smart cities, and people wouldn't sell. And one concept, I can't prove it, but its concept is that it only hits, they can program it to hit certain colors. So if you have a blue car or a blue roof or a blue house, you don't get hit by the energy beam like a lot of Hollywood stars had painted their homes. At least that's the story. I haven't been there to see it, but these weapons do exist. DARPA, not only the U.S. government, but governments around the world, they are creating technology that they are not telling us about, but yet it sneaks out and they use it and we figure it out, and then they deny it, and then all of a sudden they admit to it because a situation comes up where they needed it. Kind of like the nuclear bomb. There was rumors of it, but they denied it until they had to use it. Oh yeah, guess what? We did this. And we're never going to use it again.
And do you really believe we don't use stuff that we say we're never going to use again? I mean, seriously, you guys.
Put their fingers crossed.
Yeah, we promise we'll never do that again. I mean,
I promise.
Yeah. But Tesla, this is actually one of Tesla's idea, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be on this one, but he was working on wireless energy transfer.
Yes.
Taking energy from this point, shooting it across, and lighting a street lamp or something 100 feet away.
right.
Which is essentially what us using this is, because this sends a signal, electronic signal, up to a satellite, and then that satellite sends a signal back down to whoever we're calling. That's wireless energy transfer. That's Tesla's idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like with Tesla, they actually, I might be wrong on my timelines. I remember hearing something about in Russia about the same time as Tesla in Siberia, where something came through and folded down all the trees, but there was no burns or anything like that. They said that that was the same time about of where Tesla was doing his energy transfer, and it was for the death ray that he was trying to build for the government.
That. But there was also, and this might be the same, it might be a different thing. There was a comet that actually came in and exploded above ground. At least that's what they're blaming it on. So it may or may not be the same incident. I don't know.
Well, for one, it's Russian, so I mean, they might not be telling us the truth anyways.
Hell, our own government doesn't tell us the truth. Why are we going to believe somebody else's government?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And let's be honest.
I heard Tucker Carlson was interviewing Putin tonight, so that's going to be a very interesting interview to listen to.
Yes. Yes. All right. So Robert dropped in, and I want to say, let's give props. My bro's on.
What's up, Robert?
He did speak up, and he said Solar Warden Kennedy, his space fleet. Yeah. Okay. There you go. He said right on. And
Tangoose.
I know what he's trying to say. No, yeah.
Tanguska?
Tunguska.
Is that the Russian?
Tunguska. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to remember it. Thanks for reminding me, Rob. I was trying to remember Tunguska.
The place in Russia.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is all valid. I mean, even from the point of Ronald Reagan, this was, he was already talking about it when he was in office, like we were talking about Solar War now. They called it Star Wars back then,
Yeah.
That's what I was just going to say. That's why Reagan commissioned the Star Wars project.
Now
Yeah,
it's the Space Force.
exactly.
Now we have another branch of the military called the Space Force.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, since offices were changed, I'm just leave it there. There's no
Yep.
more talk of Space Force, but I bet there will be.
I'm sorry. I don't know about y'all, but that's got to be the stupidest name I've ever
Space
heard.
Force.
Space Force.
They have Air Force. So I guess the next
God,
one,
we're in the battle of the planets
the
now.
farther up would be Space Force.
I won't disagree with you.
Go Phoenix! I'm saying.
I mean, at least they could have borrowed it from like aliens and called them space marines or something like
right.
that. You know?
Thank you.
Yeah, but then they'd be eating crayons. Sorry.
Now the head one's just getting lost on stage.
Rude.
I tried not to go there. Right.
Damn it, Renee! You just derailed everything.
I'll see myself out.
Go put yourself in a corner. I'm out.
Hey, nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. All right. Okay. I'm not gonna go. I'm just gonna try to loop around that one. But really, we could have. Solar Warden sounds so much better than Space Force, and I'm sorry. It sounds so cartoonish. It almost sounds maybe it was created to make you laugh.
Like a kid's version of Star Trek.
Right.
Space Force, like Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Battle of the Planets on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
When you come home
United
for school,
Federation of Planets.
Now, see, you and Spacey, Robotech, we get up in that a little bit. Get up,
Earth Defense Force.
Earth Defense Force. Exactly.
EDF.
EDF. What?
Drink to that.
Yeah, I'll drink. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers to y'all guys here.
See, being we're talking about this and dropping all these sci-fi things, I just want to say that I think our government is suppressing it because, who's to say we're not capable of being like Star Trek, part of Starfleet. We already know that there's been aliens coming down and hanging out with our government. It's just they're not telling us.
Well, yeah. I mean, I agree. Hey, Lisa, I agree. I mean, come on. Here we go. I'm going to ask, and TikTok, I'm going to ask you guys the same question. It is documented that George Washington was standing on top of the hill looking over the District of Columbia before it was built, and he encountered an entity, and the entity helped him figure out where to place Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my question. Was it spiritual? Was it celestial? Was it dimensional? Oh.
Yes.
Because screw it, fuck it. Yes.
All the above.
It
all the
could be
above.
any or all. It really
Yeah.
could be. And if you look at the design of it, I mean, it's mathematics.
It is.
It is.
It's Mason.
I read.
Numbers don't lie. Numbers are the building blocks of the universe, and it's an incredible design. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that George Washington, he was in his tent and he had a dream where an angel came and visited him and basically told him that they were going to win the war.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was another point.
Yeah.
So if
What are,
this
what are the tall towers called with the point? Obelisk?
Obelisk.
Obelisk.
obelisk, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Those are strategically placed all over the earth
Oh yeah.
from old civilizations.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Pyramids were said to, one theory is, produce electricity from the water that was flowing underneath of it and the specialized top piece, et cetera, et cetera. And
Would you just say?
obelisks were used to transfer that electricity
Oh, okay.
around the world, different places.
Right.
It's an interesting theory.
Now, see, when you mentioned pyramids and stuff, I almost thought you were going to go Stargate, but that's all right.
Hey, you know what? Anything's possible.
Wormholes.
Stargate doesn't already exist.
Wormhole.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim. I watched the show Pacific Rim finally tonight.
Oh, did you finally see it?
And that show is about a fissure opening up in the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
Well, it turns out they finally figure out
Thank you.
that
Sam.
is a gateway between another dimension and Earth for aliens that have been hanging out since the dinosaurs,
But there's
letting us
proof of that.
terraform our atmosphere so they can finally breathe in here, and they're going to come in and
Right,
take
didn't
us
even
over.
get in your shit.
No, you're fine.
But what dimensions? I mean, we're paranormal investigators. We encounter those.
Yeah.
I mean, what we go through, and some people will go through, oh, that's a portal to hell. No, that could be another dimension.
Mhm.
You know, it's
back
where
in
the
the day
rift
was considered the gate to hell or the gate to the underground Hades. Let's look
Mhm.
Greek and Roman.
Yeah.
Let's look at mythology. Very good point, Jim.
They didn't know what it was. They just called it pole.
I mean,
What the
shit.
hell?
Look at the stuff we see in the back here, and this
Yeah.
is a. All right, now saying that, just so everybody knows where we're at right now. Of course, we're at the cabin of 316 in Mechanicsville Turnpike. We're on the direct ley line of the pyramids of Giza. It's
There you
charted.
go.
This is a direct ley line. So I'm just like, isn't that interesting?
Which is in line with Orion's belt.
Which is a thank you. Exactly.
What planet resides in Orion's belt?
Orion.
Planet?
What planet?
Orion. Which hold on. Wait,
Or
it's here.
what star?
Oh, hold on. Dang, son of a bitch.
I have no
I
idea.
hate when you did this. You did it. Not Slimer.
Now we're Ghostbusters.
It's kind of yeah. Oh, Beetlejuice.
That's still a star, though, right?
Yep, that's a star.
What's the planet? Venus, Earth? Is that?
No, Beetlejuice is the center of Orion's
Yeah, he
belt.
said.
Yeah,
what's
Beetle.
planet?
Yeah, Beetle.
Oh, planet.
Yeah.
I used the wrong word. It's stars.
Okay, good. I'm like, it's
So
not
it's-
a planet.
So it's Beetlejuice.
It
Yeah.
is
You know,
Alan Attack,
will show up. You say
Beetlejuice. Oh my
Alan, and Nintek. I put
yes.
it in the chat. Those are the three stars.
Gibson.
Well, see, I was way off. I was thinking Gallifrey, but okay.
Those sound
Hey.
amazingly like Anunnaki
Absolutely.
names. Just saying.
Gallifrey could be there in another dimension.
Not wrong.
That's right.
Tap, 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 baby. I'm just saying.
I keep seeing the TARDIS landing in my living room. Him opening the door. It's like, it's time to save the universe.
Hell yeah, I'd be going for a ride.
Yeah.
You damn Skippy.
He would sit down with me and say, let's discuss something. And you do believe it's time to go because I need some help. And, I think you were ready to leave now. And I'm like, let me get my gear.
That's right.
However, we do have to discuss me getting back here because his record of getting his help back.
That's right. No,
Yeah.
yeah.
It hasn't been too good the last couple seasons.
It's got about a 3% return rate. Let's just be honest with that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Doctor Who. So,
Hang
The
on.
liability waiver I need to sign or something.
yeah, I got to sign a waiver before I get into that thing. It's just like what on the episode, she's like, I am not getting back in there because I'm never coming back.
Exterminate.
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 Now I'm getting that in damn Star Wars. A simulation. A simulate. All right. Anyway, let's get serious real quick. Let me get back to where we were talking about. When we were talking about the civilizations pre-existing what we thought was man, look at daggone it, Kenny. Let's look at there's actually 4 points around the earth I've talked about for many years now that are submerged in the ground. One's in Siberia. There's 3 others. And there's record of this thing firing a bolt of some form of energy light. And leaves, when it fires, it leaves radiation in that area. So high a human cannot go in that area.
Yep.
Especially the one in Siberia. They thought it was a crash flying saucer. When we get there, it's a dome-shaped structure, and it was actually going downwards into the ground as they were approaching. And as they approached, the energy of the radiation was getting higher, higher, and higher. But due to the scientific research, I'm just going to get plain on that one, you guys, is the fact that with that radiation level, what they determined, they could go back and using the radiation determine the age beyond 12,000 years or 12 million, 12 million years ago.
They're coming up with evidence all the time now. Before it was thought that we started developing around 10,000 years ago, and then it was 12,000 years ago. Well, now they're talking 200,000 years ago and beyond.
Beyond.
So how many times, like Robert here, he says, just coup up here a thought. Charles Hapgood, Earth has been destroyed at least twice. We are the third age of man. There have been more advanced technology earthly before Atlantis, this, that,
Yeah.
the other thing.
Exactly.
Earth's tectonic plates, they hit, one goes down, one comes up. So whatever goes up is going to be destroyed. Whatever goes down is going to be melted.
Right.
Where's the evidence?
But almost isn't it resembling the circle of life? We're repeating the same cycle over and over again.
Repeating cycles.
Nothing ever lasts
What
forever.
circle are we on now?
Repeating cycles. In India, there are stories of flying saucers shooting laser beams, shooting nuclear weapons, and destroying everything.
Right.
Well,
There's evidence
Keith,
in the
it's
rock
funny you
too,
mention
and that's a repeating cycle. What did we do to Hiroshima?
Well, it's like I've been seeing stuff popping up on Facebook and stuff of the Aztecs and the Incas. You go look at their pyramids and stuff, you can see hieroglyphs on them, even in Egypt.
Yes. Yes.
Men in spacesuits and spacecraft and everything that they depicted as animals, but they're actually travelers.
Well, let's look at what's his face, the dude with the crazy hair, the ufologist. Sorry, I don't remember his name right offhand. He has that little pin.
Aliens.
Huh?
Aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's aliens. It's aliens.
Yeah.
Giorgio.
Thank you. That he has a little pin of the guy in the plane. And that has been around bukus
Yes.
of like even this is well look, okay, again, and Keith, I know you got one more word, but I just need to drop this in real quick.
Do it.
Is I know we're on a roll, bear with us. Is the fact is 3 weeks ago they actually found the location of an Anunnaki god.
Oh,
Whoa.
I want that information.
God, I'll get that for you. I just read
Thank
it.
you.
Actually, we're going to talk about it in 2 weeks. It's actually going to be on the show.
Okay,
What's going
yeah,
down?
Nice.
But a brief talk on it right now. They found
Hello.
scripture with him. He's tombed up just like a mummy.
Enlil or Enki?
An Lurky?
Enlil or Enki?
Oh, I think it was Inky.
Okay.
So it's really interesting what we're finding now. But we are proving now that a lot of the stuff we were taught when we were in high school and middle school and elementary school was full of shit.
That.
Oh yeah.
That.
You know, before we get too far gone, I want to say something off topic. All this talk is reminding me of a series I watched on HBO Max, the second season of 30 Coins.
Okay.
That, if you guys haven't watched that, you need to watch that. That's actually really good.
Take the pencil out, Keith.
It's actually Spanish made. So the first season is all subtitled. The second season is English dubbed.
Okay.
But it's actually really good.
Gonna have to check that out.
Recommended viewing. 30 coins.
There it is. 30 coins in the house.
Got my note made.
The homework assignment for next month's show.
Next month? Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
We've got homework.
Getting back to the Aztecs, they have a picture of an Aztec in what looks like a rocket with him like this, pushing pedals with his hands and pushing pedals with his feet.
Right.
Controlling the boat.
And it looks like an astronaut suit, right?
Yes.
They have found
Complete with-
figurines that were carved that look like modern day astronaut suits.
Yeah, and completed with hoses and stuff that they actually made look like serpents.
Yes.
But they didn't understand it.
Yes. In China, Japan, the dragons. They're so
Yeah,
on
so,
dragons, depiction of dragons.
Travelers.
That could be a rocket going through the sky, and they misunderstood it. It's a dragon. There's fire. It's breathing fire.
Hey, Monica.
Well, I know we look at Leonardo da Vinci with
Hey,
his
Nolan.
drawings and stuff. He was actually really good at all these engineering marvels.
Yes.
Who's to say he wasn't inspired by the things that he saw in the sky
Yeah.
Yeah.
back then?
Tesla got his information from Spirit.
Exactly. No, okay. We made a full circle going back to Tesla real quick. So I want to add something. Yeah, I know, right? Here we go again. I don't know. If I'm not acknowledging you over there, I'm sorry. I've got to continue, but I
Sarah.
can't see.
We miss you too.
Hi, Sarah.
Really? Hi, Sarah! And anybody else that's over there, hi guys.
We're hogging Howie. Sorry, not sorry.
Right. So we also have to remember that it's recorded that when he tested Tesla, when he tested the death ray, he wasn't trying to call it a death ray at the time. It was an energy tower, but it was the main tower. And when he turned in the power on for the first time, it did shoot a bolt of some kind of energy out. And we do know it was documented that it actually, at the time when that happened, a town in France literally caught fire and exploded, blew up. Poor France. You know, us Americans, we screw you French all the time. I'm so sorry. Oh, screw in French.
That's why the French hate us.
Le French, woo, woo, woo. All right, so I had
My
to do
thought
that
went to
quick
kissing.
there, Well, so now think about this: the CIA. We did the same thing with the CIA over in France. The damn CIA went over and tested the LCD.
The
Oh,
LCD.
please, can you finish my words for me?
I have no idea.
LSD.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Why didn't you help me on that one?
Oh yeah.
They drugged the whole town just to see the effects of LSD. Why didn't they do it to their own people? Why did they go to France and do it? Now, they're claiming that it was rye bread gone bad. No, it was the CIA testing it. And they did it off our soil because the CIA at the time was external, not internal.
Stop.
They have done it to our own people. The Tuskegee
It's Tsukiji.
syphilis experiment. And there's another town, I can't remember which one it
Hey,
was,
Michelle.
but they released chemical agents into the air off the tops of the buildings to test chemical agents for warfare. And they said it was to test something else.
Yeah.
You don't think your government, whether it's ours or anybody else's, will do things to you?
Well, we know when the
For the
reasons,
greater good.
Yeah.
Do some homework.
No, what's the greater good? Oh God, here we go again. Well, this could go down a rabbit hole because what's the greater good? Because as far as Gaddafi thought, maybe he was doing the greater good. As far as the Middle East, maybe they thought they were doing the greater
Well,
good.
just religions. It's all
Really?
good. They all think they're doing the greater good.
Yeah,
Hitler thought he was doing the greater good.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So what is right and wrong? Here's where the flip came in. You ready for it? Here's where the flip is. 2012. The up is down. The down is up.
The upside down.
The upside down. What we thought was good is bad, and what was bad is good.
So we're in like a parallel universe. And that's why
In
there's so
some
many
ways.
Mandela effects going on.
Exactly. Look at all the negative
That.
things that are happening in society right now.
Yeah.
And how many timeline shifts are happening now?
Exactly.
It's increasing. It is increasing.
People think
Yeah.
they're
And
crazy.
Yeah, Peridium shifts are happening everywhere.
Spirit told me I need to throw this out. Greg Braden. I found him on Gaia. Go watch his shows. The man is amazing. He invented a calculator that can calculate major destructive events. And it is accurate as
The Mayan calendar. As fuck.
F.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
I said it for you. Go ahead, Renee, drop it again.
He can calculate when the next catastrophic event is going to happen, whether it
Yeah, Renee,
is,
we need some.
one country attacking another, earthquake, what have you. And Joni and I are on our shows
Right.
because of what's going on in the astrology. We're calling earthquakes, we're calling tidal waves.
Now, with that being said, we are speaking with Keith Ottersberg from the Otter's Den, and
Thank
we are referring to Joni Templeton Skinner from True Crimes Mysteries Behind the Scenes.
Yes,
So just so you know what we're talking about.
Go check them out.
Yeah, come
both
on.
on the Rift Nation Network.
That's right. The R.
And,
The RNN.
Numbers,
Yeah.
and astrology. They do
Yeah.
not lie. Renee, you're quiet.
I know. I was getting ready to say, come
I'm
on.
absorbing.
It's time to put her out.
I would
Say
like
something.
That kind of stuff, though. It kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Something.
Good girl.
No, when we were talking about Da Vinci, I had to go Google it because it was a really short
Knew you had something.
series on him, and
She's so short.
it was called Da Vinci's Demons. Go watch it.
Da Vinci's Demons.
Yes,
I have
more homework for us.
It
to
is
do.
I've seen that.
it was only 3 seasons.
It's really good.
Yes,
You know what's really scary too? Bringing that up, Renee,
yes.
is how many television shows from the 80s, 90s, and now have actually dictated and shown what's happening with us now and in the future.
They're
mean-
preparing us.
Star Trek, Communicator.
And the first ones were flip phones, communicator.
Alien
Not even
technology
know.
we have.
Well, a lot of our stuff, I mean, you look at it, I mean, granted, as people age and stuff, kids watching that stuff back in the day, a lot of technology is actually going to be based off of shows and movies and everything as being inspired.
Right.
But we also do know that the technology has existed for a while. It was just not put into public hands.
That's a good point. Military technology is 50 years ahead of what the civilization is.
Keep an eye on
Like night vision scopes. They were first used in the Korean War. You never heard about them until they actually really got popular during Desert Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it takes a while for them to admit, hey, we have this technology. You know, that bounces back on what I was saying earlier.
Right.
And speaking of Hollywood, TV shows, movies, they have all predicted future events. They're telling us what's going to happen if we pay attention. Like I said,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
like,
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
well, like someone just said, The Simpsons.
how did they know Trump was going to be president? How did they know this? How did they know that? They called it way before.
Yep. It's crazy.
Very
And we
true.
just thought it was a stupid TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't so stupid now.
Let me read out what
Matt
Monica.
Groening actually has something going on.
Yeah, do it. I want to get to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me read what Monica put. She put, so interesting Tulsa. I really should not read tonight. Tesla already had set up on a Hawaiian island and then 187 million to buy a portion of such a odd rocky location Zuckerberg just bought.
To
The
build
seed-
what? A
Yeah.
bunker.
The seed vault, I bet, but this will be interesting.
The seed vault and there's a seed vault in Antarctica.
Yeah.
And there's a seed vault in the Smithsonian in DC.
And there's a seed
Yeah.
vault in New Zealand too.
And we need to pay attention to what's going on in Antarctica.
Yeah,
And what
that's
is
becoming a big
actually
thing too.
on that continent that is buried by ice and that is not buried by ice. There are portions of that continent that are not buried by ice.
Yeah. You know what's really
You know, I actually heard something not too long ago. I didn't read into it too much, but it could have just been faked. But someone actually said they actually did find like a pyramid like way down in the ice in Antarctica.
okay.
And of course, it made me think of Alien versus Predator.
That was Admiral
But-
Byrd
Yes.
on the
And
Byrd
there are-
expedition from Virginia. And he returns and rebuttals everything he said in his notes.
Yes. There are also pyramids over a mile down in the ocean
Yep.
from older civilizations.
And you can see that from Google Earth.
When
Well, yeah, they blocked it out now, but yeah.
when the words are hard. Ice Age happened. All that water was sucked up into the ice.
Oh boy, here we go.
And then when it melted, naturally, it's a cycle. All that was flooded.
Yep. Like the Great Lakes, which that's what I was going to say is if you ever watch the show, it was Drain the
Hey,
Oceans
Trisha.
or whatever. They did one of draining the Great Lakes. And they found in Lake
Hey,
Huron that there's a trail of stones, like pillars, like Stonehenge, going across from Michigan to Canada. And they said that it was actually done in the Stone Age to where it was prehistoric Neanderthals and stuff could use it as a trail guide to go across.
No,
But
yeah.
sorry, there was a giant ice glacier there. Why didn't it move the rocks? You know?
I get it. Nebraska used to be an ocean, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, a majority of so we don't know. Majority of the United States used to be water as well. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how we're finding these fossils of whales, say in Nebraska, in Utah, etc.
We found
Yeah.
a fossil like a seashell in like a work like a site that my dad was doing when I was a kid. He was like a little piece of rock with a seashell embedded
Yeah.
into it.
Well,
Yeah.
look at megalodon tooth. They're found all the way up the Rappahannock River, all
Yeah.
the way to Belgrove Plantation.
Yeah, you can go to Rockford Lake, less than 15 miles from here. Walk around in the rocks, you will find fossils of seashells.
Yep.
We had
That's like when I was a kid, all over in Michigan. I used to find fossils of coral and seashells and everything all over
Yeah.
up there.
He'll be back.
Hang on,
So-
let's look at Robert's comment here real quick.
Yeah.
Well, why did the UK go to war half a world away close to Antarctica?
Well, okay. Now, see, my
I'm not
brother
familiar
is-
with
he's touching on a subject because I think he's trying to bait me.
Use your brother, of course.
Right. So, our father was based in Alaska and fought in the Aleutian Islands. And doesn't anybody find it strange that there's not a lot of people in the Aleutian Islands anymore? So, that is a boom cut this way. Sorry, you guys. Around Canada. So, it's up this way. But if you go and hang a right, you jump right into where? Into one of the poles, right? So here's the interesting part is he's right. If you think about it, the UK is always at war and it's always close and it starts at Antarctica. He's right.
And most of the leaders of the world for decades have all been related somehow to the leaders of that country.
Yep. Yep, that's proven too.
A teenage girl proved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was a teenager. Come
Yeah.
on now.
Yep. Did it as a history project.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real simple.
And you know what? Here, didn't we just talk about the Seed Museum?
Mm-hmm.
Museum, my ass is seed vault, the seedwood capsule, whatever you want to call it.
Words are hard.
Yeah, isn't it interesting though that a teenager figured this out, and yet we've got these things. I mean, look at Ancestry.com. You got to spit in a thing. What are they doing? Connecting the dots again?
Well-
I went
Well,
ahead
this
and just
is for the Fed to have your DNA on file.
go ahead, Renee.
Well, here's the thing, because there was a breach with most people don't know that Ancestry and 23andMe are the same company, just separated. Ancestry bought them out. There was a breach, and we were affected. And it was ironically having to do with Israel and Palestine.
Imagine that.
Huh.
So they were looking at family connections and finding things out. I believe because I'd gotten an email about the breach, 2 people at 23andMe in those bombings were unalived, and that deal with said company during that time. So what were they? So what are they doing? They're not. I mean, they have your DNA on file, but what are they doing? Well, who, and what are they looking for? They're looking for
Again,
something.
now you beautiful, Renee. That was
We're looking for
beautifully
something.
done. It takes me right back into what I wanted to talk about. The movie I watched last night was The Island of Dr. Monroe. Here we are. What did you just say, Renee?
What are they looking for?
And And the Island of Dr. Monroe, if you've never read the book, if you've never seen the movie, either watch the movie or read the book. Oh my God. Talks about gene splicing, talks about crossing animals into humans, trying to eradicate the bad cell in humanity.
Anunnaki spliced our DNA in order to make us. Theory.
What was that?
Fact.
With Dr. D. Jornet. What was he doing?
Oh, he was doing
Eugenics?
eugenics. Yes.
Not Ebonics.
Not Ebonics. I said, damn it, I just said it. Now you got me.
There's a spot in our DNA
Phoenix,
that
yeah.
scientists have proven they cannot explain. It is a cut, it's a splice, they cannot explain it.
Right. Well,
And
it's
Who's to say also too with this 23andMe with keeping the DNA? Who's to say they're not looking for alien DNA?
Or they're not
Like-
looking for that RH negative.
Yeah.
okay.
Or the
Which,
or the RH null.
right. Which came about at the time of Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. That is.
1 in 6 million have RH null blood.
Yep.
I know. I was in a movie about it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Which, if we
Legit.
want to go to, is to another movie called The Da Vinci Code. And if you haven't seen this movie by now, I'm sorry for the spoiler, but what are they looking for in that movie?
It's a lot of references in this.
Lots of references.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
It is
I
an
need to go watch
excellent
that.
movie. I think all these movies are excellent. And maybe, now I understand why those people outside of our circle that are friends of ours
Yeah.
actually do shows connecting movies to certain things like this, because this is a valid point tonight.
Very.
Think about it. We're really looking at multiple ideas, and it's opening doors to the mind and opening thought. And you guys, travelers out there, if you're watching and you have an opinion, you have a question, ask it. All opinions are allowed, even bad ones. Just don't insult us. We will retaliate.
I mean, I remember my science teacher specifically saying this.
I'm going to get coffee.
A lot of movies are just precursor from science fiction to science fact. And they're
Yeah.
just breaking it in easily for you to comprehend and not be scared.
Yes, and conspiracy
Yes.
theory becomes
There's
conspiracy.
fact.
Conspiracy fact.
Yep.
They coined that phrase just to put the people who were figuring out what was going on, just to make everybody else think we were nuts.
I mean, there's that. What was that Jodie Foster movie? She was shooting out sound waves.
Contact.
Contact. I mean,
I love
Yes.
that movie.
Yes.
there's hints in everything.
Mm-hmm. Almost like they're spoon feeding us to get us ready for something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like one of the latest movies that I watched with Matthew McConaughey, Interstellar.
Yes.
There you go.
That's another one.
Using gravity waves to show like Morse code.
Yeah.
And there's another movie, and I cannot remember the name of the life of me, but we go to Mars, and
Martian, wasn't it?
we find a cave, and we find this alien. And in the beginning, it shows an alien on Earth back before anything formed, when it was still volcanic. And he ripped himself apart, and everything falls into the water. He was the seed. And what they were creating was bioweapons through us. And I can't remember the name of it.
I watched it.
It's making me think of Prometheus.
That's
but
it.
not
Prometheus.
That's it.
I was thinking Poseidon Project, but Prometheus. Yeah.
Yeah, Prometheus was like the beginning of like the Alien franchise, supposedly.
Yeah, yes, it was, because in the very
Oh,
end,
look at that.
it mutated, the bioweapon mutated into the alien, and they show that at the very last.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And I like that because Robert just said 18 hours of video was covered up in Contact. That's true too. That is true. So
Yeah.
wow, we
And
went
she went
paranormal, but
to,
we went celestial in space real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
to somewhere where she could talk to her, quote, father, who was not her father,
Right.
showed himself as her father, so that she would be comfortable in talking to him.
Mhm.
So if we want to bring this into the paranormal, how many times when we're talking are we talking to spirit?
Are we really talking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew you'd see it.
See, this is the thing I've been, and you know, the theory I've been working with 2 years. There's a difference, but there's a split. We do not know what we're dealing with in the paranormal, first of all. Can we
No.
all agree with that?
Not at first.
So here we are now with my research I've been working on for the last 2 years. I'm finding more and more ufology mixing into the paranormal.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yes.
like the Doctor Who episode where they go
More
out-
cryptid,
they go to
more
We-
ufology.
Yeah, we should throw cryptid into that too with ufology.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we
Absolutely.
dealing with their future selves? Are we dealing with their past selves? It may not even be spiritual. Maybe it's something completely different we have no term for.
Yeah,
I
we
have
don't-
mentioned this before, and I'm going to mention it again because everybody needs to take a look at this. We investigated an old hotel in Beatrice. Can't remember the name of it. It's right here. Can't spit it out. That's all right.
That's what she said.
Bump.
I've been waiting all night long.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow. But anyway, as I'm listening to the EVPs, I am noticing their comments. Did you see that? Did you hear that? They were actually thinking that we were spirits
Right.
invading their timeline.
like the others.
Yeah, the others.
We were thinking that
Say that. My favorite movie.
they were past, but yet they were still there living their normal life,
Mhm.
even though these apartments have been abandoned for decades.
It's called the others.
So, can timelines cross? Are we talking to spirits? Are we talking to live individuals? What the heck are we doing?
Again, that's what I was talking about.
I mean,
We
that's
don't
the
know
whole
anything about their
premise.
paranormal to define it.
I've always wondered, like, spirits are together. Like, if we have spirits from like Native Americans and soldiers in the back behind the cabin, are they interacting with each other, or are they on different timelines where they can't see each other?
Well, look at that night we were down in the basement. I mean, they were fooling around and acting crazy and being sarcastic.
Yeah,
So it might not have been an entire different crew than would usually could have been a completely different. And maybe that's why we haven't felt the gentleman here.
Well,
Ooh,
yeah.
We don't know what we're dealing with.
Iridium ship.
Howie, that's like we talked about is next time I'm out there, that the experiment we really want to do with the way back in the cabin.
Mhm.
I'm all
Hey,
game for
John.
it. I want to get out there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the whole premise of the movie The Others, if people don't understand. It's two sets of different time period spirits talking together on the same time that don't know. And if you haven't watched the movie, shame on you, but you should. But the premise, I mean, pretty much it's you find out, wait a minute, what do you mean we're dead? What do you mean? Yeah, you're dead. We've been trying to tell you you've been dead forever. But in the process, it's somebody having a seance talking to these two different sets of, entities. One set from, 1700s and the one from 1900s.
okay.
That's the whole
No-
premise of that movie.
Renee, thinking about this, my brain just went, okay, let's open up. Here's some more. So, if the fact that maybe when we are doing ghost box sessions or SP7 or spirit box, or whatever, that background noise, I saw that. Maybe maybe the fact, maybe, damn it, Keith, you had to giggle, didn't you?
Sorry, I'm in a separate conversation on a chat talking about doing the dishes.
Here we go. Here we go. I gotta stay on track.
Stay on track. Come on, Cobra, stay on track.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I'm on track, all right.
That's what she said. So maybe the fact is how do we know that Spirit 1 and Spirit 2 in two different locations spiritually aren't doing the same thing that we're doing to them, since they can't see each other, they're going, who the hell are you all? What the hell? Are you hearing this? Then I'm hearing this guy. It's
Did you see that? Did you hear that?
string theory. Yeah, exactly. Lisa's like, focus, Keith, focus. Well, who's
tunnel vision? Remember, you got to keep that focus. We talked about this before. Focus.
Keep it in the line. Keep it in the hole.
I think that's what he's thinking is tunnel vision, anyways.
Yeah, in the
Get
hole.
those dishes clean. Focus.
Swish swash, swish swash. He was taking a bath.
Oh, you should hear some of the noises that my dishwasher makes. Just saying.
Whew.
Even Freya looks at it funny sometimes. I'm actually serious. My dishwasher makes some really weird noises. My automatic, dishwasher, you hook lines up to physical dishwasher in the kitchen. That's what I'm talking about.
The actual dishwasher, the machine.
Yeah, that you put your dishes in an actual plate in the rack and
Not a metaphor.
Bear squash.
close the door and hit your buttons and it washes your dishes.
Hey, Carrie Lynn.
And I'm just going to shut
So
the
it's
hell
not
up.
saying, Keith, pick up your beer bottles.
Dude, clean house.
Anywho, back at the ranch.
Meanwhile,
Squashing.
Right? No.
Carrie Lynn.
So, Carrie Lynn, you should have been here for the first hour. Oh my God.
My God.
Oh my God. So, all right. So these are valid points. Now think about it. That shifting, we were talking about time shifting, 2012, even at the past New Year's. Now we're talking about, other spirits communicating to each other. They can't see each other, just like we can't see them, but yeah, we're communicating most of the time intelligently. And now we've got several mediums in the room. I'm just waiting to see if we get opinions from them. I mean, this is intriguing. So let's do it. Let's go to the room. I know there's several mediums out there. What do you guys say? Do you say that spirit can see spirit? Can y'all help us do that? Can one spirit see another spirit? Are they communicating or are they on different levels like frequencies? Let's hear from you guys.
Well,
Frequency.
I just had a good question. What if, with all the frequencies, who's to say we can't find the right frequency to talk to all of them at one time?
1978 was done by a trucker in West Virginia. He actually hit it at 1:32 a.m. in the morning. He would go out to the top of a mountain, turn the CB because he had tweaked it to a certain extent. Nobody can find the damn what he did, but he tweaked it to a right. He set the settings to the CB. He was communicating to something otherworldly.
Oh, you're a wealth of knowledge.
I believe it.
Sorry, I just
That
it's,
was like just
it's
top of your
That's
head.
why
No-
sometimes I just sit and listen because I'm just like listening, absorbing, and going,
sometimes the shit's got to get out.
It's like it
Yeah.
can suck in there.
It-
We need to come out.
It is, dude. It really is. When Keith goes
Like somebody
trigger, yeah. Fuck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. We were going to say
Well, I'll be fooked.
La luna la
drink.
There's a little bit of Irish in me, just saying. I'll be fooked.
Carrie Lynn says, it's not about seeing, it's feeling, frequency, all connected. Thank you. Thank you, Carrie Lynn.
Yes.
That's amazing. And I love that part.
That. What is my best piece of equipment that I bring into an investigation? Me.
Yourself.
That's not bragging. You're the same way. You're the same way. You're the same way. We are the best piece of, quote, equipment that we have because we see, we smell, we hear, we feel, we vibrate. We are energy ourselves.
You have to
And
trust
we're all
yourself.
different, resonating at
it's
a
like-
different spot.
And I've watched both of you go through that.
What was that? Renee? I didn't hear you.
I said we all resonate at a different frequency. So what I see, what I hear, what I feel is going to be different from you.
Yes.
It's gonna be different from Jim. What's going to be different from Howie?
Yeah.
Well, then,
so we
you know,
can't
that's
count it. For an
proven by-
investigation. We have to put it all together.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's proven by noise and by sight. Everybody sees colors differently. They
Yes.
see on a different frequency. And the same thing
Yep.
with hearing. Ryan can hear an EVP, and I can't hear shit until
Yes.
he brings it out. And
That's me.
yeah, these two.
Yeah.
Holy
One of my-
shit.
One of my former teams put me down because I couldn't hear an EVP that they heard. And they couldn't hear an EVP that I heard. Okay. They couldn't understand the concept that we all see, hear, feel differently, and that's all right.
Exactly.
But don't dog me and my ability because of this. And it turns out that what I heard actually helped to solve the case that they didn't hear.
Yes.
Now, I've got to say something real quick. I want to bring it to air, if y'all don't mind.
Do it.
I'm going to give a little prop to Jay Lynch. He was on a podcast this week. I know I'm going to bring that up. He was on a podcast this week, and he was talking about the paranormal pop. Do you know how that came about, the whole paranormal pop?
Paranormal pop, POP.
Pop, P-O-P.
Okay, I haven't heard of that.
Ryan and I got together with the whole group because Ryan and I found a distinctive tone or clicking before our EVPs. Okay? We called it the paranormal click or a static discharge. Okay?
Okay.
Jimmy, you remember what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So it was different. It sounded like a stick popping, or sometimes it sounded like a snapper.
Yeah, we can go on was it ASPS Paranormal on YouTube, and
Yep.
we have a few videos of the sound.
Yep. ASPS-paranormal on YouTube. You can check it out.
Yeah, because when we first discovered it, we always determined it as it was the entity producing energy, and it was that energy releasing at that moment.
Like static electricity.
Right.
Exactly.
Static discharge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, Jay said he didn't really believe in it. He said he's never heard of it, and he's everybody. There's a lot of people using that term now. That
Makes
came
sense.
from ASPS. However, I need to say this. I kind of give it to Jay because Ryan and I talked about this. Actually, Bell Nemus is the only place that us three have caught that.
I've never heard it since then.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it either. So we caught these snaps at Bell Nemus in Powhatan, Virginia. But after that, I've never heard it. Somehow somebody's picked it up and they're all using it, calling the paranormal pop.
It makes sense
If we still
because
had it, we got stuff like that too, also from Henricus.
there you go.
We did get some.
We did.
We did
Oh,
get some
okay.
Henricus. Yeah.
It makes sense because your body will, especially in the wintertime when it's dry, the air is dry, it's not moist. You
Yes.
build up static electricity. You go to touch a piece of metal, there's a little blue spark that goes from here to the metal, and you hear a pop. When I arc, when I get too much energy build up, and I'm holding it all in, and I'm refusing to let it go and process it, I arc like an SOB.
Right.
There was one night I was sitting on my couch over there,
Hold on, Carrie Lynn.
and I went over to turn my light on my stairs. And from 4 to 5 feet away, I'm walking towards it. I'm starting to lift my arm, and a spark went from my finger to that light switch and blew the light switch up. I used to have pictures of it. It literally exploded the light switch. Smoke on the wall, white wall. I blew it up. And that hurt.
Right.
I will blow light bulbs. I will blow street lamps. I will make street lamps. Come on. It's energy.
Right. Transfer.
So that makes sense. If they are absorbing energy, they're pulling from somewhere, it's snapping to them. That makes perfect sense.
Now, I will say this, and then I'll talk about Carrie Lynn's statement.
Yeah.
And by all means, I'm kind of supporting Jay on this one because I haven't heard it anywhere else except for these two locations.
First time I've ever heard of it.
And I haven't heard it anybody else's EVPs. So knowing it's a thing makes me go back and go, huh. And knowing that somebody used our terminology, was it 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
10
about.
years ago. I'm like, holy crap. People are picking up the stuff we brought to the paranormal, community. Was kind of cool. On the flip side, on some of these EVPs, there was nobody around. Okay, nobody. And right before the EVP, and there were clear EVPs, we got it documented that there was that snapper pop. The same thing happened. Now, the guy that's right below us right here, the hangman, we were going on a break one night. This is also an ASPS-Paranormal, and the girls were talking shit about him.
Oh yeah, they like.
I mean,
him.
they bluntly were talking like, "Wow, he's a hot one." Da 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 da. They said very derogatory things about him. Stop your shit, Sam. Hit him. But he was going. You got Renee. But he walked out the door onto the porch with us. Now, if that's not verification that there's something other out there than us, I don't know what to tell
What
you.
about that light we found in the basement?
Well, we had another one of that to me was the beginnings of a transition from one stage to another. They were trying to manifest.
Heard the screech. That I know.
Yeah. So absolutely. Carrie Lynn, let me get back to Carrie Lynn real quick.
Yeah.
Our personal healing journey also changes our frequency. Absolutely. Now, before we go any further, Ashley made a good point. We were talking about the laser beams, right? Keith, you said about color, right?
Yeah.
There's different spectrums in the spiritual journey, too. So look at blue. What does that stand for? What does red stand for? Just had to give a full circle to that whole thing. It's very interesting.
I have to bring something up very quickly. Maybe this is me. Maybe it's not. Renee, did you just change your shirt?
No.
Okay. Because this whole time, since the start of the show and before, when we were talking before the show, I thought you had a white shirt on. And then you went out.
I'm going to back you up on that.
And come back in, and now it looks bluish purple.
I'm going to back you up on that, Keith.
I see purple.
Did you see it too?
Yeah.
That is not the shirt that I saw you wearing.
Renee, you're messing with us. Don't even.
No, I know. I've been wearing on. This is my supernatural. This is my carry on. I got for Christmas that represents our little group that we have, Howie, because we know what we have: our Sam, our Dean, our Castiel, and our Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
That's us.
Wish I could.
So is your frequency changing, or is my frequency changing? I think it's mine because of the egg cleanse I did before the show.
Yeah.
And that would make sense because what was in here that I put into the egg was affecting my frequency.
Right.
Makes sense. Okay. I just needed to work through that and process it.
But I'm agreements. Can anybody else say, do y'all remember her having a white shirt on? Because I swear to God, she was.
A white shirt.
I kept my mouth shut. But Keith, you brought it up. That's kind of, we can go back and look.
Viewers, what color shirt did you see Renee having before she left the room? Was it bluish purple or was it white?
All right, so I'm going to play the Jeopardy thing.
See, Lisa? Thank you, Lisa. Yep.
Or is it my frequency?
Turn down here.
Okay, Rhonda's blue purple.
Blue purple. Okay.
So there's 1 and 1.
It was white. Nolan, thank you, Nolan. Thank you, Nolan.
2 and 1.
I have someone that's watching here too said it was white.
Okay, now is this like those?
Facebook is that like that Facebook? Like, is this dress blue or is this dress gold or are these sneakers pink or green?
Right. That's what I was just thinking. It could be something like that. It's all in perception. Everybody's own personal perception. But
Ryan just verified it.
Changed.
Purple.
Keith, he went back and looked. It was purple. I swear to God, it was white.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
Did we just go through a wormhole?
See, now, Robert, her coffee cup was brown too.
And it's white, and I paid $8,000 for this cup.
Yes, you did. And to me, from the beginning, that cup was white. So
I remember white having red stripes or red something on it.
This leads back to going on investigations where one person sees or hears something and one person does not see or hear something. It does not mean that person is wrong or incorrect. It means they are in a different frequency,
The effect.
and they are seeing or hearing something that we don't, and that is okay.
Now, isn't that ironic? We just brought that all up, and here we go. We just noticed that.
Yeah, and if anybody tells you that they can see, feel, smell, and hear everything out there, walk away from them.
Yeah.
Yep. Walk away. Actually, don't walk away. Run.
Run.
Good.
Run.
Skip.
I mean,
do a kangaroo hop. Man, doing a kangaroo hop.
if we want to talk about two people being in the same place with how many other people, Bobby Mackey's.
Yes.
Keith, you and I were Bobby Mackey's, and we're both sitting at the end of the bar.
Yes.
Everybody else was oblivious to it, but what were we catching? The waitresses, the girls, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, and I got hit on.
Yep.
I got hit on at the bar here in town when we investigated it by a lady of the evening.
I think
He sat on my lap without permission. We ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody else was worried about the man, half buffalo. Nobody was seeing the girls walking by giving drinks, customers sitting at chairs.
Yeah, the energy was still there. So was it residual or was it actual?
Exactly.
A lot of people call residual echoes now, so I will enforce that.
Change for a credit card.
Change for a credit card.
On that note, I'm going to recycle real quick. I'll be right.
Yeah, I think, we're up at that top of the hour.
Okay.
I'm going to just call this up.
9/11. Imagine that.
Yeah, see? There you go.
My bladder's having an emergency.
Well,
911, man.
911. Well, look, I just want to say that I think this has been an amazing conversation. Every time we decide, the boy, anything will blow us right off track, and we will go down that rabbit hole. We proved it tonight. Again. I feel like Giorgio right now. Again. Here we go.
Happy to be a part of it now.
We are in like 6-8 different rabbit holes at the same time.
That's a lot of.
We always do every show.
And eventually, those rabbit holes are all going to meet in the same cave underneath the ground.
Strength.
And we're going to get some answers.
Yep.
Lisa, have a wonderful night, and thank you for joining
Night,
with
girl.
us. Night. So absolutely, and we didn't even talk about. I will say, look for new equipment. Look for the new show that's coming out to the RNN. It's going to be about parotech. We're going to be talking about paranormal equipment, spiritual equipment, its actual meaning, where it came from.
That sounds like a fun
Yeah,
show.
I'm doing it with Sean.
Oh, fun.
So I'm looking forward to that. Also, the other shows. And I got to give some props because he's here. Make sure to check out the shows over on the Vibe Network. Right here. This man, the freaking awesome show.
There you go.
No?
Yes.
So
Looking forward to tomorrow night.
and hopefully, and hopefully soon, depending on how she feels, we'll have another show. If Michelle gets to that point, we're going to have another amazing show. I cannot wait. We're all being very patient. So, yep, you got a show tomorrow night.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You're talking about
Doing the freaking awesome playlist. We're talking about 1980s country music.
Oh,
Our favorite 80s country songs. We're having Howie and Ashley and Rhonda are going to be joining us tomorrow night.
that'll be right after the Orion Effect with Katrina Cooper.
Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Hey, Shell.
Hey, Michelle.
I saw you pop in earlier. It's been a long time, lady.
It's been a bit.
About 4 or 5 years. Thank you for tuning in. Truly appreciate it.
She's a hell of a little investigator. She's a little ghost magnet, just saying.
She's pretty awesome.
Magnet, magneto, magnovus, magnavida. So, unfortunately, you're catching us. She's like, hi. You catch us at the end, but you need to go check out you were watching earlier. I saw you in the Travelers page. Rock on. So next month, we're not even going to say, because we don't know. We don't know what subject's going to pop up. Whatever explodes through us, and
We can name a subject and we'll hit 15 others.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes,
All
we do every time.
every time.
And that's okay.
Yeah,
There's no roadmap.
no roadmap. No, this is definitely the show to get lost in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But many roads lead to the same destination.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Michelle, check it out. We're once a month. It's always the first Saturday of the month. We appreciate you being here. Like I said, it's been a long time. It's good to see you again.
I really think
Right.
she will like the topics that we brought up.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I can't wait for the day that I have my brother comes back stateside. I need to get him on here with us.
Get him on here or get that
What?
show going with you guys. That's another show that we're waiting on. Yes.
Oh yeah.
So, Ghost Riders, we want to thank you all for joining us tonight. It's been a hell of a ride tonight, that's for sure. Coming up the end, I'm going to make sure this man can go get pee. I'm sure
Go
I got
get
to.
pee.
Yeah, he's got to go get pee.
Renee, repeating
Yeah.
cycle. Repeating cycle hitting right now. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Leave us out of it. We see how it is.
Okay, yeah.
Are you doing the dishes, Howie?
Yeah, you queef washer, you.
Holy! And I censored myself.
Well, we already rated this show for NC-17.
That's true. Oh, if that's the case, holy fuck, Howie!
Fuck
Look,
it.
Michelle even said it.
Whoa!
Rock on.
Oh, I like Nolan's comment. No road maps where you're riding with the Outlaws, just trails that are blazed.
Damn,
we
Skippy. It's
Where we're
Right.
going, we don't need
Ghost
roads.
Riders. Ghost Riders. We got Ghost Riders.
Should make a Queef t-shirt. Just says Queef.
Stop saying it. We're not. Oh well.
We're kids.
Okay, this is bad, but it's funny.
It's funny.
When you
as
say
hell.
queef, my brain keeps going to quiche. You know that thing that you eat?
If it smells
Yeah.
like eggs, it's a problem. Just saying. Run from that too.
Watch it.
Okay, so no
Watch
And
social.
wash it. If not, go to a doctor and look at it. Hurry.
Yeah, we just went
Sorry.
totally off the rails.
Holy fuck.
Now.
Who's
See,
following
it
the
just
white
goes to
rabbit?
show
Let's
you,
go.
It just goes to show what we said earlier. You never know what we're going to talk about. We go from someone's love life to paranormal to UFOs to whatever.
Yeah, very deep,
This, that, the other thing.
very deep conversations about alien technology
He
to
said deep.
queefing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You added deep aliens and queefing.
Yes. Very
Do,
deep.
a-
Really.
do
I mean-
aliens queef? Do aliens in fact queef?
Aliens did do a deep dive into that, so
Well, if they're queefing, they would have to do a
Are they
deep dive.
queefing in different
Hey,
dimensions?
maybe they do it as
There,
communication.
just saying.
Can you imagine if you could hear a spiritual queef?
Paranormal queef.
I mean,
I have caught farts on EVP. Just saying.
Wait.
Parts on EVP
Okay,
too.
I've got to. Hey, Jimmy, I've got
Yo.
to. You're, somebody just breathed on me.
Oh, yeah.
Out the wrong hole.
Just breathe on me. Oh, really?
Okay.
crazy train. Who's picking it up? Who's riding? Who's driving the car? Let's go.
I will drive, and
That's
let's
what
go
she
down
said.
that rabbit hole.
If you drive, I've got the music then.
All right. I'm just going to be in the back of the caboose waving my head going, see you later, folks. Have a great time. I caught her.
Well, I mean, things happen in that heat of that moment when things were happening. I mean,
Oh,
And you
God.
don't care in the heat of the moment. Just saying.
exactly. You just kind of like, you have to remember,
Oh, look,
remember,
we just
Keith,
went to Asia.
tunnel vision. You got to focus.
Of the moment.
Focus.
You're concentrating on
You
one
got to
thing.
concentrate.
Like to do what?
Other things you might lose concentration on. Just
Might
saying.
have them on by themselves.
All aboard.
Right.
Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop.
Fuck fucking crazy train.
We got to get Ozzy Osbourne to drive the train.
Dun, 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 dun,
Well,
dun,
I
dun.
wouldn't expect anybody but at that point.
We can ride
You
in
put it in the butt?
the
What?
next car, but Ozzy has
I
to.
want to sit. I want to sit in that first class car. I don't want to sit in the back. I want to be comfy and cozy.
And we need to get Rob Zombie on the train with us. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
I bet he's got some stories to tell.
Without a shadow.
Another good one that I'd like to see on there to have a nice, good conversation with is, believe it or not, Alice Cooper.
I was just, dude, get out of my head. Right before we jumped on, I got a Facebook notification of Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper going on another tour.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be here in August. So I
was
was
last summer.
Hey, Daniel.
Here in September.
I worked in radio, and we have interviewed Alice, and he's a very intelligent man. He has a lot to say, and he's
everywhere.
very articulate.
He comes to Virginia all the time. He comes to Richmond. He comes to Roanoke.
Yeah.
You can't tell who he is when he takes all the stuff off. But he comes here and hangs out all the time. I don't know why. It's kind of like Jay Nelson. Yeah.
When you saw me typing on the keyboard at the beginning of the show, I was actually on Ticketmaster updating my information because the pre-sales are going to happen very soon. And I think I'm going to go to that concert even if I got
should go, people.
Great show.
Go, people.
Oh,
I order you to go, people.
I may go,
You
people.
go. Rock on, Nolan. You're the shit, man. That's our Ghost Riders right there.
That's right. We don't care about typos. We read fluent typo, just saying.
Yeah, that's right. Fluent. And I'm going to get the end of the caboose and say, good night, folks. We'll see y'all later. Woohoo!
We appreciate you.
Shall we roll out of
Let's
here?
roll on.
We'll
Thanks,
see.
guys.
Thank y'all so much.
See you later.
We'll see you.
Mount up.
Mount on
That's
this
right.
ride.
Careful.